side and heals them from places that they can't even see. Right? That's why those people, they get up there and they preach to you and they proselytize and they post to your soul.
What's going on right now? What is this all about?
I'm telling you.
He's doing slavery apologetics. That's what's going on.
Y'all just be saying shit. Y'all just be in here saying shit because you feel some way about God or you feel some kind of way about the Bible.
Hey, Nacho. Just 1 second. Nacho, just 1 second.
What they're talking about.
Is that you? Is that you right now? Is that you who knows what you're talking about? I'm just asking. No, you just said.
With regard to what I'm saying, absolutely, I know.
Okay, so what's your in like a couple sentences? What are you saying?
I am saying that back to what the brother said. We need the religion, whether or not it's truthful or not. You need it because not everybody can self-govern it. Most of these people don't have a moral compass.
Couple questions. All right. Okay. A couple questions. You've done your work history, your historical, research around countries who did base their governments on religion and those who did not. Correct?
I know enough.
Hello.
What have you noticed?
You're asking me.
Can I
about
speak on
trends.
behalf of
You're asking me
1
about.
second, that's it. Yes, you definitely
You're
can.
asking me about
Trends?
A sort of what did I notice? Right, such as patterns.
No. It doesn't have to be patterns. It doesn't have to be patterns.
Okay.
Just tell me about one. Just talk about
That's what
something.
we're talking about. Well,
Doesn't have to be trends.
I think you're being very indirect, and I don't even really understand the question.
Then say that, but don't tell me what I'm doing. Just say you don't understand the question. That's different. I don't know what you're talking. I just know what you're talking about. Because I think selectively, people have done what you're saying, right? We can say that a government legalized slavery, right? But then legalized wearing two mixed garments of two different fabrics, or whatever they talk about in the Bible. We selectively pick some things that would benefit. I don't want to say us because I'm not one of the us, right? Because I'm pretty read about where human rights fell apart, right? When it comes to slavery or chattel slavery, I think. Because I'm gonna stick to chattel slavery only, and why it was designed. Are you saying? I want to be clear. You're saying it definitely was legal, nothing moral, nothing religious, right? It was strictly legal.
Yeah, isolated. We're not talking about the moral or religious aspect. We're talking about the legality. Yes, it was legal.
Okay, and are you saying it was based on religion? Are you saying no, it was not?
Was what based on religion?
That's why I focused just on chattel slavery. Was it something that was
religion based on slavery, or was slavery based on religion?
Okay, one more time.
No problem.
Chattel slavery. Are you saying it was a legal invention or was it a religious invention?
I don't think we're talking about the invention. We're talking about the fact of it.
Yes, of it existing. I'm asking, yes.
And by the way, you brought slavery into this. I had nothing to do with this premise.
I didn't say that. I didn't say you were. I know. I am. Nacho, I am. We don't have to do that right now. I'm the one talking about it. I'm asking a question. All right, we can move on. Thanks. Bassett. Go ahead, Bassett.
Corey, are you all fresh and clean now?
I was until something happened. I gotta go back to back into the shower. But go ahead, Aisha, JCC, Ahmed, Akbar.
I guess they don't want to talk. Oof, man, I just don't get it. Like, why can't you just say slavery is wrong? Like, why? I don't get it.
That part too.
Is he from the south? I'm sorry, I'm not from the States. Just wondering.
Oh, you sir?
Where they have the slavery.
Wait, you going back to slavery? But I can't hear you. Can you speak a little bit?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if Nasser is from the American South, where slavery was like, they were fighting for slavery.
No, I'm not.
I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, me either. But
my whole thing was like the reason I brought up slavery too, not just like Well, she's. Well, I think it's kind of bad if we like kind of doing our own things. We should have like a central religious authority. And then she brought up like our government's crazy. And I pointed out they're actually Christian nationalists. That's why they're crazy. Then I pointed out like the historical factor. You know, it's just a fact that like for thousands of years, you know, and we had slavery and it was permitted by God. Okay, it was permitted. It wasn't. Yeah, so like, I mean, and we know that that's wrong. We know that that's wrong. It doesn't matter what your book says. We know that that's wrong. We can just say that definitively. It doesn't matter what your ethic or your moral is. Everybody agrees that slavery is wrong. If you want to like do some apologetics for slavery, I mean, you're just being absurd. You know, everybody.
Yeah, I'm not doing any apologetics. I didn't even bring it up. One of you brought it into the conversation. You derailed my whole point, trying to bring up slavery, trying to prove that the American government and governments in general have made mistakes by working in conjunction with the religion, because obviously the religion has made mistakes. And then you try to jump to the moral.
That's true.
Overview,
That's true.
Right? And then you try to jump to my personal moral overview, which I never interjected in this discussion, never once. And now you're making assumptions and presumptions.
That's why he asked.
Which I'm telling you, I am not including in this conversation because we're not talking about me.
Then say no. Just don't do it. But to make that, just whatever. Just be adult. Just say nope. I don't want to talk. Move on. Cool.
Now you're.
That's one of the things like.
Facetious. And I just.
I'm not.
Have a conversation.
There's nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about that.
Try to look at it from my point of view. I'm not a religious person. I think that I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Religion is kind of like, yeah, it's just a mixed bag. It's mixed in the same sense that like, you know, human beings can be all different kind of things. And the things that we get out of religion are just the things that we get out of humanity. All the morals and the ethics that we get, the good things we get out of religion come from human beings, as well as all the bad things that are in religion also come from human beings. So if you understand religion in this way, then you know, then I think everything starts to make sense. And a lot of the stuff that we argue against just is like, you know, really terrible stuff, like the religious fundamentalists. You know, they want to. Like somebody on here once said, like, you know, he thinks that the reason he's a religious guy, he thinks that the reason that atheists exist is because to prevent the fundamentalists from destroying the planet. Okay, and he's onto something there. So I don't know, maybe check it out for one.
I'm also concerned about how religion, like if we were, I know she didn't say this, so this is separate from you, Nacho, because I know I can't do that. In general, I've heard people say something like, hey, if we were a Christian nation, we wouldn't have abortion. I'm confused by that because God killed kids consistently in the Bible. So I'm just like, I don't know how those two things relate to me and how we can use some moral ground of Christianity to say that abortion wouldn't be, is wrong. I'm confused.
Because,
oh, yeah.
Right, and I was drawing on the Catholic concept of they basically don't even use contraception, right? It's basically because the whole concept obviously has to be fruitful and multiply. So, I mean, you making a comparison between God killing children, you know, and, you know, feticide, you know, from a mother, I mean, I don't know, it's a stretch, but I'm willing to walk with you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stretch because are we concerned really with children's lives? Because once they're born, what happens? Because now we want to say that those same Christians now don't want to do anything to ensure those kids survive.
That's right.
Yeah, they're
so what are we really talking about? What are we really talking about?
Pre-K child.
They're talking out of their bubble.
Kicking them off of Medicare.
That's what's going on.
No school lunches, you know, like, you know, fuck all them. But the more interesting thing about this is like, well, I was gonna say something real fast. If the idea is like the United States is a Christian nation, if that's the case, then I don't know if you guys are aware, but like, you know, Christians being against abortion and gay marriage and stuff like this, that's like a relatively recent development in like the 60s and 70s. That has not always been the case in the United States, so that's good.
True.
Also, pro-lifers support capital punishment, so little contradiction there.
Doesn't make sense.
Also, God issues abortions when women are unfaithful.
Sure does. Get my point? See, it's all there. It's all there. What are we talking about right now?
I would just think, if anything, if you were to be fair and honest as a Christian, you would just say God doesn't really hold a position either way on abortion.
Yep.
That's what I would just say, if you were to be honest, but they don't.
Unless it serves his
They're in the
purpose, right?
Matrix. They're not better. Yeah, I'm reminded of this thing that Sam Harris said. Sam Harris said this thing in a debate with Greg. He said, God, like the scope and the murder and the sheer depth and breadth of all the killing that God has done throughout history I think he said it would embarrass the most ambitious psychopath. Just the sheer amount of blood and guts and destruction. I mean, there's so many stories in the Bible where God's just like killing children, sending out people to genocide, other people to kill, like even like the freaking cattle and the sheep and the dogs and all that shit. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is why we can't have religion as a form of government.
Yeah. But
my understanding is that abortion is a sin unless it's going to harm the mother, she's going to die from childbirth, right?
a sin?
Yeah, it's a sin, man.
Wait, no. Well, no, I'm asking, if you say it's a sin, that's a religious thing. So what are you pointing to? What religious text says that?
Yeah, as far as I know, the Islamic texts do say that.
Okay, so now we're talking about the Islamic God. So the Islamic God says that, hey, it's a sin unless it harms the woman.
Like, she's going to die.
Right.
The doctor says she's going to die. She's going to give birth to a child. So she has the option of either it's better that she becomes a martyr, but not every woman can do that. So.
Right, so that's what it says about. Okay, so okay. I want to clarify for everybody in the room. Does it say have the abortion if it harms the woman, or she should become the martyr for the child's life?
So can you repeat that?
Oh, I'm trying to clarify what you said. So maybe I'm wrong. I thought you said, hey, it's a sin according to the Quran, right? To abort unless it harms the woman.
I also have a specific context.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Dre. Hold on, I'm gonna get him to clarify this point first. Sorry. I just want to make sure you clarify first, and then you go next. Sorry, go ahead.
Unless it's gonna kill the mother on the she's gonna die from the childbirth, right?
I get that part, but then you brought up her being a martyr. Does it say anything about her being a martyr?
We have to define what spontaneous means here.
Okay, but hold on. Just this part about what the Quran says.
It's not, I don't think it's in the Quran.
Is it a hadith?
Hadith, yeah.
It's a hadith, so it's not the Quran. All right.
The woman who passes away from childbirth is a martyr.
Right. So which one is honored more? That, hey, I know my child is going to harm me, and I want to give birth to it, and if I do that, is that honored more than me having an abortion because it will harm me?
And also, like, there's kind of the reason I said I want to ask a contextual question is because if you get pregnant and the man that gets you pregnant knows he got you pregnant, but he knows that he doesn't want to have that baby with you and goes about ways for you to not have that baby even without your consent, i.e. putting abortion pills in your vagina while you're asleep or lacing your drink with something, so I get to be a martyr for the rest of my life because you're a predator?
Yeah, but Dre, is that Islamic or is that something else? I just want to make sure I stick with the Islamic claim first.
Well, I'm just asking in what context if that would make somebody a martyr, or if that person how would that relate to Islamic context?
Now, if you're a married couple, obviously you're going to try to have children, so that you both intend to have children. Then you find out once she's pregnant, it's serious pregnant, that the doctors say that she's going to pass away. She takes this child. So, she gave birth to this child. So then she has a choice, either vote it or go all the way to heaven, you know.
Okay. But just to my last point, I'll let it go. Is there an honorable position in Islam, according to the Hadith?
Yeah, the honorable position is to become a martyr, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So I'm sorry. So in other words, the child's life is more important.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you guys get some good conclusions together?
I can't say his life is more important, but it's I don't know how to explain. Let me think about it.
Yeah, because
It's real
like,
simple.
mother
Right? If it's more,
could have more kids. A mother could have more kids. You know, right? If it's a boy, like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, but just whether or not the sex of the child, right, regardless if it's a man, female, is more honorable for mom to die for the birth of a the newborn. That's exactly what it means. Can't avoid that.
Sorry, JC. I don't know if anybody else. You were in the Matrix for me. I don't know what you said. Is it just me, or can people hear him?
He's kind of in the Matrix. I thought that was you, Corey, that was in the Matrix, but
JC, one more time. JC.
I understood him though. I understood what he said.
Maybe he's like trying to figure it out. Treya, go ahead. You're in the room. What's up?
My bad. I was on a keyboard and I was sitting next to a fan. Well, I was just asking about like if so, and I don't know if I should be asking a question about like how it has anything to do with religion, but I'm just saying like, so if somebody makes you have a spontaneous abortion, i.e. a miscarriage, which is something that can be triggered by a man and things that he does when he knows that a woman is pregnant without her knowledge, right? So basically making somebody get an abortion without their consent. So that's not rapey as fuck to be like, oh, you're a martyr, you're a martyr, you're a martyr. Like, I'm sorry, that's just very weird.
There's no argument for me.
Yeah, but I would love to participate in a room where we actually do discuss the moral side of it, right? I'm not shying away from that. I just like to isolate my talking points because then I'm all over the place, you know, and
Gotcha.
I lose my own chain of thought because now I'm interjecting how I feel. But when I report things that I've researched or encountered or read, right, I'm not reporting on how I felt about it. I'm just reporting that this is what I read about. You understand what I'm saying? So if you are interested in that part, I think that would be great because that's what she's talking about. She's talking about the moral aspect. Like, hey, that's rapey. It's really weird, right? But again, that is how we in our modern brain are reviewing these religious concepts. And I've seen you over at PhD's room, right?
Yeah. Wait, me? Yeah. Yes, yeah.
He's like, Pete? Yeah, okay.
Me?
I thought that was you. Yeah, right.
So Nacho.
These are my favorite discussions. I prefer to be on the
Okay.
intellectual side, but like you, I have to get my little.
not buying. I'm not buying this, not sure.
Wait, Elliot,
Earlier,
wait, Elliot. She just set a boundary though, and I like respecting the boundaries, right? She said she doesn't. She wants to offer.
this is
We don't have to
bullshit,
ask
bro.
her.
I'm
No, but
smelling
true.
bullshit right
I hear
now,
you.
man.
But you can't make her.
Earlier, we were talking about the slavery. No, we were talking about the slavery thing earlier for a bit. She's like, no, I don't want to talk about the moral aspect of that. Okay, and now she turned around saying the exact opposite. I do want to talk about the moral aspect of that. Okay, that's shit that.
Well, I heard her say something different. When you asked her a question about her own personal beliefs, she did not want to answer that question. That's her boundary for that, right? And I think it's fruitless to make someone do that because we'll be going back and forth forever. right? But for me, the stronger point would be, right, to offer, some arguments around it, right, based on whatever we want to consider as facts or whatever. That's just stronger to me. I get what you're saying, Elliot, but I don't know how to. I mean, why would we?
I mean, I'm not like accusing her of anything. I'm just saying, like, shouldn't it be like super easy to say, like, okay, yeah, like helping the old lady across the street is a good thing, and it doesn't fucking matter whether you're atheist or deist or you're Christian or not Christian or Muslim, whatever. It's just a good thing. Period. End of fucking story. And we can do the same thing for slavery.
Slavery's wrong. It was absolutely atrocious. I mean, like, we can really get into that if you want. If that is. That's all I'm saying.
But the question is,
bad.
the question is, why is it a good thing or why is it a bad thing based off of whatever worldview you adopt? How do you substantiate it being a good or a bad thing? That's the
there you go.
True, but I don't think. But Nacho wasn't making a statement about. It wasn't. She was saying, "Hey, I ascribe to this." I don't think she said that. She was talking. At least I didn't hear that from you, Nacho. Unless you want to come off the mic and tell me. I didn't hear you say that. She was generally talking about some historical things that she had looked up, and then the question was about how she felt about abortion. I didn't hear her say she ascribed to it. Unless I'm wrong, Nacho.
No, I absolutely do not. No, of course not. I'm not Kanye West. I don't think slavery was a choice. Don't string me up on that cross. That's not my burden to bear. Right? If you want to talk about that, I'm just saying that's fine. Yeah, slavery's bad, Mom.
So why is slavery bad?
Why? Obviously because it hurt people, they animalize people, they chatelize people, they put people on the market, they separate them from their families, it created an entire social injustice that cascaded for generations, not to mention here in America, they actually work people free of charge. Now these people may or may not have already been on this land, and if they were on the land, then they stole them, then put them to work for free, right? If the event that they did actually come from transatlantic slave trade, they were either kidnapped or sold, right? Africans had to take a horrible ride over here. I mean, come on, the list goes on and on.
So, but like, what's inherently bad about that, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, why, like, what makes that bad? Like,
it's inhumane, darling.
It's inhumane. Okay.
It's from the human content. It's from the human context. The content tells you, hold on, this is harming other human beings. And you feel the sense of that it's evil.
Okay, so bugs harm human beings. Is that evil?
Bugs do what? Sorry.
They harm human beings. Is that evil?
Yes, they're definitely, they're of Satan. Bugs are of Satan. I don't know where you live, but where I live, bugs are of Satan.
But I mean, for serious purposes, though, but like you see where when you say something is bad for bad sake, where it kind of falls on its face, like, okay, does that apply to all things that harm humans?
Well, that's a category area, though. We're not insects, right? So I don't think we categorize ourselves that way. If we were like, if a mosquito was to enslave a what's another insect? A flea.
It's harm.
But the category area, though. Stick with it, though. Because
humans. Okay, so
yeah.
So then let's go with this. In abolishing slavery, we had people taking away people's ways of life, right? So that would be the argument. Like, that was considered bad too because it was harming human beings. So how would you?
You're saying the abolition of slavery because these people had been accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and in certain ways they weren't, as we would call it in corporate, cross-trained into taking care of themselves.
It's bad for whitey. That's your argument, landslide.
It's not. Hold on. It wasn't just white people that were enslaving people, right? So like, we got it. Africans were enslaving Africans, right?
Landslide. Category error again. Because no one's. Yeah, but slavery existed. We know that. What about chattel slavery, though?
Yeah, but hold on. This is what I'm saying. When you go to Nigeria, and you go to Igbo land, a little war was fought over between Igbo tribes and the English over them being able to continue to sell their own people into slavery.
Okay.
Right? And I'm from that tribe, right? So what I'm saying is that that's a specific situation where we're seeing harm being done to a group of people that have a specific lifestyle and specific way of living. And if we're saying that harming humans is bad, How do you get around the subjectivity of one group being harmed versus the other group being harmed? That's what I'm trying to put it down on.
You don't.
You know? So it's just all subjective. So we just respect everybody's harm, or we just select whatever.
Whoa. No, I didn't say that. Wait, I think you don't. I don't know if you know what I meant by you don't.
All
right. Okay, you don't. If you ask me about slavery, it's just the right. Like, you don't have the right to own someone else. I'm done.
You don't have the right to own. So who sets up that like authority? Like, where do you derive that authority from, or that understanding from?
Wait, which part about owning someone else?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way in my brain how I settle it is this: can I own you?
Can you own me?
Yes.
It is possible. Yes.
Should I own you?
Now, based on what my world belief. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back. What is your world belief? To where you don't have a definitive answer to those questions. My world belief is that no and no. You can't own me, and you shouldn't own me. That's my world.
And what is that belief?
It's Christianity.
But Christianity says you can. Because even Jesus tells the slaves to submit to their master.
Right, but what I'm saying is in regards to, those are people who are already home, right? So we're not talking about free people. That's the first thing. The second thing, we go to the intention of man. We see that slavery was never a part of it. That came after the fall of man.
Hold on, you threw that little nugget you threw in there. They were already owned. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So chattel slavery? Meaning?
I was being cheeky.
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate the generosity there. So in the intention of humanity and Christianity was not slavery, right? It was that man was supposed to be respected as an image of God, right? And so every man had the right to have certain things granted to them by God. Now, through the fall of man, right, that we see in Genesis, we see that sin enters into the world. And so we get all of these different outcomes that we see are out of alignment with God's initial premise for humanity. But that's my world.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
So that's why
yeah.
No.
Gotcha. Okay, I just want to get to the history of slavery. What, like, when did it begin? Like, because slavery was not always around.
I mean, I don't know when it began, but it began a long time ago, for sure.
Right, about 11,000 years ago, right? And its purpose was, like, when humans invented agriculture, right? And then we started to settle, because I don't think nomadic people had slaves, right? But when we settled, and we got these permanent cities, what else we got? There's like, when you get these permanent cities, right? You got people who, I mean, it grows, you need food, and someone has to do the labor, all right? Okay. So you have this huge amount of food being produced, and all these, who's gonna harvest who's gonna do all these things, right? Who do you think those people who are in charge decided to use to do all the work?
Yeah, people.
Probably. No. What kind of people? It's about the kinds of people. Not everybody was a slave.
Either like people have been conquered by war.
Good.
People that probably owed a debt of some sort.
Absolutely. And the last one?
Maybe children at some point.
Well, not children. This is not first.
Maybe the criminals.
Yeah, those who broke rules, right? Saying people who broke rules, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it was ethical at that time? So if we could take us all back to that time and we were watching this, would you be okay with the guy next door you're fighting, right? Yeah. Or maybe harming you? You beat them, right? You incorporate them into your society and do the work for you. Would you see that as kind of bad? I mean, just from my first glance.
So I would see that as a useful ill in a world of sin. Yes.
So the answer is yes. You like that's okay to you.
A caveat, because if I'm going off of my worldview, that was never the
No, don't take your worldview. I wanted to create that worldview where we were. No, I know you have a worldview. You told me before we started. I took you back to that time. That's what I'm asking you. So
you took me back to what time?
11,000 years ago. That's the whole story I gave. Don't come back now to your worldview. Okay.
No, I've been in my worldview. You asked me two questions. I said in my worldview would be no and no.
Then I made a shift. I know. I want you to come. I get it. I'm asking you to go back. So you
want me to speak as if I'm you or somebody different than I am?
I started the premise with that whole story. We all would go back. That's what I said. Remember, we all would go back. Yes. All right. So as I have my worldview too.
11,000 years ago, if I had an understanding of the same understanding I have now, which we know people have had, that all men are created in the image of God and should be respected as such, then it would
That's
still
not-
be a no.
See, but that's not true. That wasn't true at that time. So you bring your worldview into it.
So you're saying slavery was everywhere?
I
In
didn't.
general?
You're taking me. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want people to do that. I created the premise. But you stop. Wait, stop for a second. Stop for a second. I created the story. You added things to it. I did. That's not even true. You said you didn't even know where it came from. But now you're telling me you do know that those people made that. You can't do that. The answer is no. The Neolithic people did not. They did not.
So you're saying that Neolithic people, every Neolithic population had slaves. Is that what you're saying? Every single one.
I don't know where it's coming from. No, I didn't say that.
Okay, so then why did some have slaves
I
and
don't-
some not have slaves?
I don't. That's not you. Okay, so we're not doing my story. Let's switch the whole story. Then.
No,
Fuck
you
it.
are-
I don't want to talk. You.
But then, of course, he has some controversial position. Sorry, Emmanuel.
Have you guys ever heard about the theology of liberation in the Catholic Church in Latin America?
You don't know.
But you lied and say, and then he comes into the room. That was the best part, Nargis. He comes into the room that I'm in and says, oh, I didn't kick you.
He's got a child. He just said no. Okay. He's just trolling, like how you troll with everyone and lie all the time. Like
No, I'm not lying.
Okay.
But no, they don't lie to me. Where does it say Jesus is God? That's not a lie? That's not a lie? Or he doesn't say he's God. Doesn't say he's God anywhere.
Darth, why did you reincarnate? Why did you incarnate?
Doesn't say he's God.
The forms in the form of Megatron.
Like, they come in here all the time and they say Jesus never said he was God. But yet Muhammad can never say the things that he could never say as a prophet the things that Jesus said in the New Testament.
I have never,
because they would be shirk.
I don't think I've ever met anyone.
That means he's claiming to be equal with God.
You can't stop taking his name. You're obsessed with Muhammad. You're obsessed with that name. You know there's something in there. And I don't know what you're thinking, what it is.
It's so bad.
But you can't stop. You're obsessed. You know there's some truth in that. You know it. Or you're just very insecure of your metaphysics, which is truly sometimes pathetic. Just be honest, Bart. Like, I don't want to be mean on you.
I mean, I'm the only one, really. Like, there's people like Steph.
Who's
that
Steph?
The other girl that's in the other room.
Oh,
She won't talk to Muslims.
Yeah, like a lot.
She won't speak to Muslims at all. Because of the blasphemy that they do. And they ask these questions and it drives her insane. She absolutely has nothing in her heart to speak to them at all. Right? I find it within my heart to say, I like how zealous they are, but I really feel bad. I really think they're going the wrong path.
They are like the Salafis you're talking about, right? The 1% of the Muslims.
Any Muslim.
Any Muslim, including Charlie. Charlie, who's a Shia.
Yeah. I would say they all need. No. Wait. What did you say about all? I didn't say all.
Including the mystics in Islam, including the Sufis. All that, including all of them, you have hate in your heart. You're saying.
I don't have
all
hate.
of them are the same.
I think they're misled. I truly think they're misled. I truly feel that in my heart, they will find Jesus eventually.
Because Jesus cannot manifest in any other language, any other form, any other geography. It has to be Megatron's Jesus.
Not under that powerful delusion of the Quran.
Bro, you have too much hate. Quran is just another reminder.
I wouldn't be hate.
People are, you hate it so much, people are going to read it and say, wow, this is not bad at all. What is Megatron thinking? They're going to think you're retarded. This is a great book of morality. Wow, it's not bad. Yeah, let me read the Old Testament. Good Lord. Rape, shaving heads off, beating children, freaking genocides. You kidding me?
Any man that raped got killed.
Petty God of the ancient times.
Any man that raped got killed. I can show you every single instance. I know every single.
You're so attached. You worship a book. You don't worship God. You're worshiping a book.
At least I don't make up what God is.
Yeah, you're better, bro.
Maybe.
You're better than all the Muslims in the world.
Remember
Your
the other day you had a conversation about stuff you can't even relate back to the book.
Will get innocent people killed. And that
No, they
will
get
stay on your
themselves killed.
hands. No. You are spreading phobia about a people because you don't even talk in terms of academic verses or references. You talk in terms of people, the Muslim people. One innocent family where their children will walk out. He's just trying to make ends meet. She loves her children. They'll get shot. That karmic burden is on you.
Wait, where are they getting shot? They're not getting shot in New York.
On you. Just like how
they live in New York. They're not getting shot.
Just like how in any part of the world.
These people that are here, every woman has a carriage pushing a. Every woman has a child, and they feel safe. What are you talking about?
Comes into your room. He expresses his hate for Islam, which he already does. Tomorrow, in 2 weeks, he's out of that ward. He's going to first look for a gun. And that's on you. Shame on you.
There's Muslims that live in New York.
Shame on you for not loving the
and they
human family.
never have an issue.
Shame on you for never understanding Jesus. Jesus loved the human.
They actually come here and they're given love when they come here. They're given help and they want to work and they work. Right? And they make it work. And their children go to college. They prosper.
Shame on you.
What are you talking about? When did I ever
for speaking
not
of
want
God,
a Muslim to
but
prosper?
never loving his creation? Shame on you for speaking constantly, propagating a fantastical fantasy of a God, but never loving his creation.
It's a sad thing. A sad thing. I mean, I wish the best for them. When they come here, I got nothing but love for them. Honestly do. I got nothing but love for Muslims. Every day I try to talk to these people. But every day they come into my room or they come into a space that I'm in, they just do blasphemy every single time. They're the ones spreading the hate, not me, man. I got love.
But it sounds like you're confused. You just said you hated them. Now you're saying
No. I never said I hated them. You guys are spreading this I hate Muslims. I never said I hate Muslims.
The Quran constantly talks about be good to the Christian, never debate with the Christian. They are your brothers, the Christians and Jews. Constantly.
When does it mention Muslims in the Bible?
The Christian and the Jew. You, on the other hand, out of your ego, because a model came, sophisticated, where it demoted this man God of yours to merely a great prophet.
You see how disrespectful you're doing?
No, but he's good to me.
You didn't like it.
You see what she says?
He's good to me. He's good to me.
You say these things like man God, and what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for me to talk to you.
Sorry, it doesn't sound good. What is it but a man God? There's nothing wrong
We don't
with
believe.
it.
We don't worship a man. We don't worship a man.
I know you
we worship God.
A man, but the form.
We don't worship a man.
Bro, I know the whole philosophy.
We don't worship a man.
I'm this one better than you even.
And now you're lying. Now you're lying. You're misrepresenting. This is what I mean, Islam you hang out with these people long enough.
Islam got rid of.
If you hang out with these people long enough, you start to smell like them.
Islam got rid of the colorful pageantry. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't care. Both are beautiful. Both are beautiful.
But
you can't see the beauty.
If you hang out with fleas, eventually you're gonna get fleas.
You can't see the beauty in both because one is postmodern architecture. The other one is Greco-Roman architecture. But you cannot appreciate two views and see the beauty.
You want to know something? So, does God sin? Let's use the Quran, right? Does God sin?
You can ask the
Does
question.
God sin? No, God doesn't sin, right? Did Isa sin? No, he didn't sin. So if God were to incarnate into a man, would he sin? No, he wouldn't sin. So what is the Quran saying, Nargis? That's
the
really,
question.
really, really simple
I'm sorry,
metaphysics there.
I don't do polemics with
God is
I
not
don't
a
do dark
man.
Dawkins and
God
logic.
would need to incarnate
I don't.
into that
God
nature,
is an experience.
right?
God is not pure.
He's not a man from eternity past. No Christian says this.
One second, I think he wanted to stop.
The Quran says that Isa never sinned. Never sinned. Says God would never sin. God is not a man that should lie. Did Isa lie? No, he didn't. So, what is the Quran saying? What are they putting out? I'm not the one contradicting myself here. It's the reason why
Megatron.
we're the
Can you hear me?
real Quran only Christians.
Can you hear me, bud?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to, and it really hit home, and it made me think, and I heard something come back to me. And what it was when you said, if you hang out with people with fleas, you'll get fleas. And I heard, I didn't get fleas. And I'm wondering if you think that Jesus hanging out with lepers gave him leprosy, or if he hung out with people that would give him fleas and if he got.
Was he healing them?
All I know is I heard I didn't get.
So if they hung out with him, they were healed.
Can't get you out of my head.
If they stayed with Jesus, they got healed. Thank you for proving my
Islam, I
point.
can't get you out of my head. Prophet
Oh,
Muhammad is all I think about.
Oh, Mama, take you out of my head.
Come on, stop this
You're
show.
more than I care to think about.
Islam.
Just tell her.
Megatron.
Tell her to stop triggering me. I'll stop triggering her.
On my mind.
So they won't get fleas if you don't carry that in your heart. You will see in the world what you carry in your heart. So if you see the man with fleas, right? Don't see the fleas, see the man.
Islam, mama, Islam,
As Zed, he hangs out with me.
mama.
I'm never rude to him. I show nothing but love to Zed. I show nothing but love to the people I show love to.
Zed's dead. You ever see Pulp Fiction?
No, he's right, yes, he's good, he's good.
Yes.
The Quran is the most beautiful expression of human beauty that has ever touched the fucking face of the earth.
Yes.
Yes? Listen to you. There's just nothing else that is as beautiful as it.
Your opinion. That's not what 2 billion people in the world hold.
What do they hold?
That there is beauty, not that there is hope in it. That there is the one strict monotheistic God in it. That source in it. That thing. That is the only argument we understand all things.
No,
that
it's
thing,
fanatical
that
monotheism.
doesn't need persons to
The
explain it.
strict
That thing which
monotheism.
is isness itself.
Nargis,
You will
you
always
understand the
know
Nicene
about this
Creed?
metaphysics because it's modern.
You understand?
It's just historically modern.
You understand that the Nicene Creed predates Islam by over 300 years?
Yeah,
And the very first line of it is we worship.
Plato's triad. Nicene Creed holds the
Stop,
belief of
stop,
Trinity.
stop,
That
stop,
looks
stop.
very much like the Greco-Roman philosophy.
See what I mean?
Why? What's happening for us?
You're
What
that
is she doing?
exclusive.
What is she
Do you
doing?
think you're that exclusive?
She has to do this shit.
Do you
She
think?
thinks that
Do you think
Islam produces
any religion grows like a
Yeah.
grape in a
No.
Do you think you're that exclusive?
It's like refined
No.
cocaine.
This God has always been. This God has
Fishtail,
always
fishtail.
given the
Always
same
been
freaking
what?
message
It doesn't
over
evolve.
and over
If your
again.
God-
It just
If your
came to
God
you
can't evolve, then how is it a God?
through
If your
Jesus.
God
The
can't evolve, how is it a
has been
God?
different.
If your
The
God can't
geography
evolve,
has
how
been
is it a God?
different. The message has been the same.
Your God
When
cannot
will you
evolve.
get off
Your
of your
God does not
shepherd
transcend.
self-righteous
Your
high
God
horse?
does not transcend
When
anything.
will you get off of or your self-righteous
You notice that I don't do blasphemy.
and agree
Your God cannot
that
send
there
you
is
That's
anything.
blasphemy.
If it's just
That's the difference. That is the difference between the apologetics with the both of us.
the
You
thing
guys
is,
do
I
blasphemy.
love Jesus.
That's the problem.
The difference between you and me
what?
is that Jesus is
Who
my
does
God, the
blasphemy?
first intellect, the perfect creation.
I was
But
born
you
with a
will
dick,
not grant
and you
me.
try to act like you have a
You
dick.
petty
That's
human.
the difference
You
between you and me.
petty. You
Okay, you
petty,
want a dick.
party-going human who has no control over his breath will still judge me and say that I
What?
will not attain salvation unless I accept the particular
But
Jesus
breath is
Christ
just
as
being.
God. You
Breath,
will never
breath is
grant
just being
me
that occurs.
that Jesus is a universe.
Breath is just a being that occurs
When
in
will you
us.
ever understand that?
And your
Bro,
God
the only
doesn't
reason why
transcend.
Ali is because of Christ. Remember that.
Yes, yes.
Of course. Who's denying that? But you have to keep dude, call it
Now
dog.
let's not shit on
Call
Jesus.
it ant. Call it rock. Call it grass. Call it poop.
Your God is no better than a rock.
Idiot.
It's just a being
All
that
you
is.
do is attach to identity.
Your
and
God is no
values
better.
and pride.
Your God is no better
When
than a
will you
rock,
ever go to
Nargis.
universal, bro?
Your God is no better than a
Drogo,
rock.
you're not well. Stop. Megatron encourages this because you hate Islam. But hate is not the answer.
What are you talking about?
Hate is not the answer, Drogo. Hate
Yeah.
is called
You're-
He
anything.
never
Love
talks
is
about
love.
Islam.
You're an ADS God. Your ADS God
He doesn't
is
talk
not.
about Islam.
Okay, but
He
your
doesn't talk about
ADS,
Islam.
your ADS God is no better than a rock.
It's so much empathy.
She's obsessed. She's obsessed with the Trinity. Man God, man God, man God, man God.
What's wrong with the man God? What's wrong with that? It's ascended.
No,
It's
what's wrong with Hussein?
What's wrong with the man
Nothing
God?
wrong with the man
What's wrong with
God.
Hussein? What's wrong with Ali?
Nothing wrong with the man God.
Nothing wrong with that. Oh, what's wrong with the
You know how they
12?
really
What's wrong with
transcend,
that?
You know, God
See what I'm
transcended.
saying? Like, she
You know,
just
God
I love
contradiction.
Jesus, bro.
God was not just an
I love
energy
you
ball.
more than you
God
love
was
me.
No, you
God was
curse
not
him
just
every
an energy
time.
ball.
I understand.
God
I
was
don't
not just an
curse
energy
Jesus,
ball.
You do.
But your God is just like some
He
sort
is
of energy ball.
perfect.
But your God is just some sort of energy ball. It doesn't
Don't
have
lie
a
on me,
being.
Megatron.
Your God is not
Don't
a
lie on me.
being.
I'm going to block
I
you
don't
right
know.
now.
I asked
Your God
you
has
to
no
go
being.
down the line of reasoning.
Your God
In the
has
Old
no being.
Testament, it says, if God were a man, he would not lie. Did Jesus lie? He did not lie. Okay, so then what
One more time you lie
are you
on
saying?
me and say that I hate Jesus.
This is your book.
One
This
more
is your
time you
book
lie
that
on
says
me.
that.
One
Your
more
book
time you
says
lie
that.
on me and say that I hate Jesus. After putting me in
You
the anti-Semitic
think-
bracket in the
why-
morning.
So then
One more
why
time
would you
you
say
lie on
man
me,
God?
I'm going to
Why
block
would you say
forever.
man God? Wait, why would you say man God?
Because
You're the one doing blasphemy.
That did come in the form of a man, and he is God. We just
All
accept
right.
it.
So then
It's a
but
model.
you're not using it that
It's
way.
a model.
You're not
Stop
using it that way.
attaching to it. How am I using it?
Bro, your God
Listen,
has to.
honestly, Marcus,
How am I
you want me to
using it?
kiss? You want me to
Your
kiss your
How am I
ass?
using it?
I'll kiss
There's
your
a
ass.
non-anthropomorphic and there's
You'll
an
never
anthropomorphic.
know. You'll never know how I really feel.
Hey, look, let's just face the fact. The two of you cannot coexist. Let's not make this any more painful than it has to be. Let's part ways amicably. You two cannot be in the same room without fucking fighting. Please, I'm begging you to stop.
Oh,
Can you
just
please?
talk in theology.
Because what's going to happen is Barth is going to trigger Nargis. Nargis is going to run off. And Barth always wins these things, man. He's a fucking assassin.
No, he doesn't.
He's been
He
doing
goes
this
and sulk in a corner.
Nargis, you don't stand a chance against this guy. Stop. He gets to you every time.
So why do we see him sulk in a corner later? Maybe he's winning in this room, but tomorrow he will be in another room sulking, bro.
I don't think either of you are winning.
This is what happens. Women hate the idea of Jesus because because they mentioned it. A man God, they have a problem with that. Well, a woman God couldn't do it because
Neither of them is winning.
Women are the thing. Women, they love separation. They like to cause emotions.
Let's get them votes. Drogo, vote on the poll, please.
I love being crazy.
I want to know how Drogo rate himself.
What's the worst one? Aluni, Bonkers. What's the worst one?
The worst one is nuttier than a squirrel turd.
Yeah, choose that one. I mean, squirrels even have more intellect than humans.
The two of these two, man. It's like they're fucking